next part of our adventure, we're looking to do the Oodnadatta Track via Maree. But you can see from the red lines in the middle, due to the rain we got in the Flinders Ranges, those roads are closed. I've put the reference for where you look up these maps, and they're great from the South Australian Government. But we did get pretty lucky as we hit Hawker and we were coming onto the Flinders Ranges Way, or Outback Highway. The maps turned to green, so instead of heading down to Port Augusta back up to Coober Pedy, we were able to turn right and head up to Marree. The plan from there was then to go to Marree, head across to William Creek and then down to Coober Pedy. When you get into Marree, it's a good idea to top up with fuel. Don't get a shock though, it was $2.90 when we were there, so it can get expensive. We checked into the caravan park. Unfortunately, we didn't realise you could camp behind the pub for free, so check that out when you get there. Marree itself's a good town, and really like the pub. They have an open fire out on the front street most nights, and picked up a camel hair stubby holder. I guess the good thing about staying in Marree for the night is we met another few like-minded couples who are heading out at the same time, so it's a good idea if you can do the Oodnadatta to not go one up, but do it with a group of people. And so in the morning we were up reasonably early and geared ourselves for the 204k run to William Creek, where there's another caravan park and a pub. The road signs that you see as you enter into these roads were no help at all, as most of them weren't working. Something the South Australian Government really needs to take a look at, because they tell you there's severe penalties, but their signs don't work. When you get onto the track, you can expect long dirt runs, wide open plains, and they just keep going for a long time. Our first stop, about 50 k's in, was at Albury Creek, where there's some really interesting artwork just off the side of the road. Doesn't cost you anything to go in and have a look, and there's some great photo opportunities in there. Continuing on along the long straight roads, the next stop off is Lake Eyre, or Lake Eyre South, where you can actually see the lake from the Oodnadatta Track. Looks like there's a fair bit of water in it, and we had a fair bit of rain, but it's hard to say if that's a mirage. Pretty impressive. Lake Eyre's massive, and a lot of people recommended we take the flight over it. We didn't do it this trip, but it's highly recommended. It's not cheap, but it's highly recommended that you have a look, particularly after rains. You'll find on the Oodnadatta Track, as it's the old Garn railway line, there's a lot of rail sidings there. Great old buildings. Most of them are in a bit of disrepair, but they're good to walk around and play a bit of hide and seek and enjoy them. 130 k's into the trip, your next stop off is Coward Springs. They've got a great little cafe there. I think it's called the Date Shack, and we had a coffee and some date scones that were pretty cool. They've got an artesian spa there. It's just in a small area. We didn't jump in, but put a toe in the water. And they've got what they call the machinery shed that's got some great history of the area. There is camping there if you want to stop over and call it a night after 130 k's. Arriving at William Creek at 204 k's, first day behind us. Again, don't get a shock with the fuel. It's $2.99 when we were there, so it's expensive. You check in, they've got a great caravan park. You check in at the pub, got great facilities and amenities, and it's quite a large park. Good idea to check if you've had any damage during the trip, and we had pretty minor stuff. The leg of the table came off, the dunny roll holder came off, and we did a hinge, and also lost a little bit of the front leading edge of the step. All of it pretty recoverable, and repairs that we'll do when we get home, or I could do straight away while we were there. Next morning, still a bit of water on the track, but we headed off again for the next 166 k's from William Creek down to Coober Pedy. There was more rain coming, so as part of our trip we decided to do that rather than go north to Oodnadatta and the Pink Roadhouse. And again, unfortunately the signs weren't working, although again there was severe penalties. you didn't follow them, so something they need to look at. The run from William Creek through to Coober Pedy was pretty uneventful. Not a lot of footage of it and not much off the sides of the road. The thing you can be sure of is there's plenty of dust and there's plenty of corrugations, and you've got to avoid some cattle as you go through there as well. More straight long dirt roads, and you'll start to see some mallee heaps appear as you're getting closer to Coober Pedy. Our next adventure we'll be talking about Coober Pedy, and we'll run you through that in our next video. If you like this one, please subscribe so you can stay in touch, and we look forward to having a chat to you again.